Hey guys, welcome to Kitaholic Kits YouTube channel. It's Corrine here today, and I have a two-part series for you, and I'm making a mini album with March's kit. I think I got all that out. Anyway, now that that's dealt with, I am making this mini album. It's going to be a gift for my mum. We went somewhere with her when she was visiting the other day. And I thought that this colours in this kit and the words and stuff kind of went with the theme of where we visited. We went to the Crystal Castle in Byron Bay. So there was lots of crystals, obviously, pink, purples, light colours, whatever else, rose quartz, all those good things. So I'm sure you will see the photos throughout this video anyway, so we'll just jump in and I'll explain along the way. This is a long one. It goes for 25 minutes. Sorry it's so long. It's really hard to edit something like this because there is so much involved in making a mini album. I used a acrylic, that's the word I'm looking for, an acrylic album. Had it in my stash for years, like talking 10 years. I have no idea where it came from. I would have just bought it on a de-stash site somewhere on Facebook. So sorry I can't help you out there. Haven't done acrylic, played with acrylic album before, haven't used one. So this was new and I'm sure I will tell you about it along the way. At the moment I am currently designing the front cover. Like I always say, it's really hard for me to see what I'm actually doing in the video because there's a box in the way that says I'm recording. I already know I'm recording, so I don't know why they have to put it right there. But anyway, get on with it. I have my album in front of me so that I can try and follow along and explain to you the best as I can. So I'm doing the front. Now with an acrylic album, of course, whatever you put on one side, you have to pretty much either cover or mimic the back, just so that you don't see all your adhesive and stuff. I mean, if you didn't care, then that's fine. I just did because it made it look cleaner, and it was my first one, so I did what I thought was the best thing to do for me. So anyway, just going through some flowers and stuff right now. I hope I'm still on the front cover. I'm really sorry, I can't. I'm not. I'm on the second cover already. There you go. So the back of the cover. But as you can see, I mimicked the front and the back. Not exactly, because it's not that bad. I just tried to cover most of the adhesive that you would see on the back. So I put that doily on both sides and stuff like that. Those strips of paper on the front cover are packaging from the Pink Fresh studio collection that we got in there. The stickers, the puffy stickers, whatever. It's just the backing out of that. So I had to make sure to cover that because the back of them had advertisement or barcodes or whatnot on the back of them. So just be wary of that. But other than that, they were good. I used them. And I used the thickest net to write out Crystal Castle, and just put some embellishing around. Also used the little letters to spell out Byron. And I didn't go into too much detail. I probably could have put a lot more in this album. I really struggle with mini albums. I like the textural part of them, and I like making them interactive and stuff, but because I haven't made many, I haven't done that before, so this is kind of in between. It's a bit simple, but it's also a bit interactive. I really tried to mix it up a little bit. As I said, this is a gift for my mum. She doesn't know it yet. Hopefully she doesn't see this video. She may watch them. I have no idea if she watches them or not. She does comment when I post them on Facebook and stuff though, so maybe she will watch it because she came to this place with us. So anyway, hold on. Sorry about that. Distracted by children. They just got home from school, so I've been editing this for a couple of hours because it's taken a fair while, because it was 3.5 hours of recording, just this one. A lot of it's chopped out. A lot of it was just me procrastinating and trying to figure things out and whatever else. As you can see, all of those photos are scattered everywhere. I tried to plan as much as I could, but then when it came down to actually doing the process and everything, I moved everything around anyway. I tried to keep them in order of where we found them in the castle. It's really a park. It's not a castle as such. It's just a big park, and it's got a heap of crystals and stuff. And anyway, you'll see what it's got in it as we go through. But yeah, that's what I tried to do. I tried to keep them in order of where they were in the park. Sorry, I can't think of my words. I'm really sorry if you can hear the noises outside. I'm doing the voiceover in my bedroom, which I don't normally do. I do it in my craft room, but because the kids are home, I have 2 doors to my craft room because we're in an old Queenslander, and for me to move the stuff that's in front of it, I really couldn't be bothered, so I just came in here. You know what it's like, right? Am I right? Yes. So anyway, back onto this before I talk your ear off. Lucky I am in a talkative mood today, so you're going to get a lot of gas bagging, whether you liked it or not. I mean, that's what you're here for, isn't it? You're not here to see the process at all. So I finally found something to embellish this page with. It was took a little bit, this one, because there's 2 photos on there, and I struggle sometimes with embellishing split photos like that. Try to balance things out, but I don't like it to look like I shove things in the corners, the empty corners, whatever you want to call it. So there's a small flip through of the start of the first 2 pages or whatever, and now I'm going to go on to the next one. And I started on a different page, and then I went back and onto another page. So I was all over the place with this album because I wanted a few different size pages. Now there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces of acrylic album. Three of them have tabs, and they're in the middle, and then the front and the back. And then it's 6x6. So I've also got some 6x6 pages cut out of the pattern paper that came in the kit. And then also there was a few 4x6 photos that I wanted to include. So I've gone ahead and just put some 4x6 pages in as well. And then I got creative and I did a couple of different sized ones with different edges, decorative edges. I think that's the word I'm looking for. So I tried to mix it up a little bit, and then I tried to all different size pages in different places. I tried not to have 2 of the same size pages one after the other, if that makes sense. So I like to mix it up, mix it about, whatever else. So I'm pretty sure, I'm working on the pocket right now. So I must have missed voiceovering that whole 4x6 piece that I was yabbering on about. Anyway, as you can see, you could already see what I was doing, so I shouldn't need to explain it too much. I cut a lot of those blue labels out of that 12x12 piece of paper, and I've used them throughout as well. Didn't add a whole lot of journaling in here, but when I did add journaling, I've used a grey Copic pen, just like a fine liner. Now I used grey because I thought the black might be a little bit too harsh. A lot of the colours are quite soft, so I just wanted it to add to the softness and not stand out like really bright. So that's why I've used grey, and you won't be able to see what I've written at all on the camera because it is so light, but that's alright, you can see it in person, so that's the most important thing, right? Yes. So not sure what I'm up to. I keep losing. I think I'm cutting out the tag, aren't I? So it was a last minute pocket idea. I thought, yes, I want to add pockets. I want to, add some tags to jam in pockets and all that sort of jazz. So that's what I'm doing. Just use a piece of pattern paper and pretty much just measured it from the photo. Just put the photo down and then cut it to the size that I needed around the photo, because otherwise I would have measured wrong or stuffed something up. So this was just easy. And all of these photos were taken like at 4x6, 3x4 or 2x3, but then I went through and I cut them down as needed because sometimes it just didn't fit where I wanted them to go, I suppose. I didn't want to add too many pages, again, because I didn't want to add too much bulk. So I think I ended up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 pages, including the front and the back cover. So I had a fair few photos, as you can probably tell. I like to take photos, and it was really hard to decide which ones to go in, so most of them went in. There was a couple I left out. Mostly selfies of me, because I figured my mum really didn't need a selfie of me standing in front of something or whatever else. So I've kept them aside, and I will add them into Project Life for the week. And I will also probably do a couple of, 12x12 layouts of myself or whatever else. So that's pretty exciting. Sorry, I'm lost again to where we're up to. I'm still playing with the tag, aren't I? So I've just used a hole reinforcer, and I did stick one on the back and the front. And I stuck some Del Montes in this as well. I know they didn't come in the kit, but I took them out of my stash. They were sitting on my desk in my face, so I just used them. But I stuck some on this tag, and then it was hard to get in and out, so I just took them off and stuck it on the front of the pocket instead. So that was nice and easy to slide in and out. When I stuck the pocket down as well, I used that red line tape. I'm sure you saw it on the video. Apparently that is the stickiest tape you can get, and it has really strong, it adheres really strong, so that's why I've used that one as the pocket. So now I'm working on the back of that page, I assume. Sorry, I know this is frustrating, it's hard to see. So yes, I realise where I'm up to now. I had to pause and have a look. So I'm just decorating the back of that little decorative side pocket piece of paper. I really like that little die cut with the what's it called? The notepad edge, if that makes sense. I don't know the technical term. But yes, I like that one. And now I'm on to my 6x4 piece, my 6x4 photo. So I said I missed this before, and I didn't. My video is confusing me. I have put it before the pocket in my album, so I don't know why I did that, but I confused myself. So as you can see, I've just punched the holes through the photo. I didn't do that with all of them that I've used in here that are 4x6, because this one didn't really matter all that much. There wasn't a lot to see. Like, it's just the side of the piece and the piece of it's only leaves and stuff, so it doesn't matter to me anyway. Is what I'm trying to spit out. So I think I'm just chopping off a set of leaves there from one of the exclusive ephemera flowers. I didn't want to use the flower in here because I wanted to keep them all the soft colours, and that blue and stuff is a little bit brighter and whatever else. So I cut off the flower and I used the leaves to go with one of the pink flowers from the Kaisercraft thing. Yes, we're Frankensteining. But you got to make your things work for you, you know. You got to make embellishments work for what you need them for. So now I am working on the gratitude tree. Now these letters came out of a past kit, November last year to be exact. They were the Pink Fresh, and they come in 4 different colours. I had a few left over, and so I figured I might as well use them on here. And when I adhere them, I always add my own glue, because they're so little, they don't adhere the best. So as you can see, I'm just showing you how I did that, and I just put the glue down on a piece of paper or whatever, just not my desktop, and I'll use my tweezers and just run the back through it and tap off the excess, and then I glue them down, and that seems to work relatively quick and easy. That was a gratitude tree, as you could see me writing. I started from the back for gratitude because I didn't, because it's such a long word, didn't know where it was going to end up, so that was the best way to do it. I really liked this idea of the gratitude tree. Heidi wrote she drew a heart and a smiley face on one of the tags, and we hung that on the tree, so she wanted love and happiness, which I thought was very cute, and I wished for, it was a wishing and gratitude tree. So you wrote your wishes on one side and then what you were thankful for on the other side, which was nice. So I wished for love, happiness, and a little bit of money, I think. And I was very thankful for my family and the adventures that I have been having lately and all that sort of jazz. So now I've moved on to this photo. Now this is my first acrylic piece in the middle of the album. It is the tab bit, as you can see, and I started off doing the page, and then I did the tab. I just used my tab punch and punched that out, and then I used one of the tabs from K's Craft out of the sticker book, and I just stuck that over the top. Really doesn't need it. I didn't do it on any of the other pages. I just left them blank. I just put a tab on them with some of the pattern paper as well. So the tabs don't really fit perfectly on there. They're a little bit smaller than the tabs, the plastic tabs, the acrylic, whatever it is. But that's alright, they look fine. So I'll fiddle around with this one for a little while because it had me stumped, because like I said, you have to match the front and the back, and that was kind of difficult with this one. Sorry if there's noises going on. It's a very noisy bedroom and the birds are really making a lot of noise. I just listened back a little bit to the voiceover and I'm going to hear the birds going crazy. So sorry about that. Hopefully they're not too distracting. Now I've cut down this photo to fit on this 4x6, so it looked kind of like a frame, and it's the one that says close to perfect. I don't know why I liked that so much, but I did, and it was close to perfect, that photo, so it made sense to use it there. So then I added the doily and everything to just cover up the adhesive. Looking back now, through the acrylic, you can hardly see the adhesive on the back, so it probably would have been alright, but I didn't know that at the time, so I'm sure it's probably better that we cover most of it up anyway. Who knows what will happen over time, if it will get darker or lighter, but it's not too noticeable, which isn't too bad. So did you know when I was doing this, it took me 11 seconds to put glue on the back of a piece of ephemera? I thought that was just madness. I am really pedantic with making sure my things are covered in glue if I'm going to stick them down. I wish I wasn't. I have a real problem with having to stick every part of something down instead of just letting it, sticking down the main pieces or whatever else. One, I use too much glue, and two, nothing has, like fluffiness to it, like texture. It doesn't pop off the page or anything because I've glued the whole bloody thing down. So it's something I've been working on for a long time. It doesn't seem to be getting any better, unfortunately, but it is what it is. Sometimes that's we just have quirks that make us us. So this page is another 2 photo page, and I love how I've layered the tag on top of this one, and that no, it's not there yet. Soon I will be adding a heart that I've punched out of some of the pattern paper. I can't remember. I think I do something special with it in the back, which you will see in the next half of this video. But yeah, I'm just adding some little bits and pieces here now. This one I struggle with too, because like I said, it's really hard to have 2 photos like this split, if that makes sense. It is what it is. I stuffed around for a while trying to find the perfect piece, and eventually I was happy with it, at least. These photos were taken in a crystal called the Dragon's Egg. I probably should have put that journaling on there, but I figured it didn't really matter too much. So as you can see, I've put that heart down now, and then I'll just put a sentiment thing from Pink Fresh Studio over the top and add some bling bling. I've added a fair bit of bling to this, so I think I've gone a little bit bling mad lately. But it looks pretty, how could you not? That's why we have enamel dots in the kits, right? Okay, so on to the next page. Looking at this one now, I don't know if I like it. I think the background is too busy for the photos that I've got on this page. It was hard. I wanted to use all of the pieces of pattern paper, and the other side worked well, so I didn't want to double up the piece of paper. I've just used the back and front of them. So this one is a bit strange, I'll say that. But eventually I come up with these little flags up the top just to add a little bit of something up in that area, so it's not so bottom heavy, but it still is bottom heavy, and that's just the way it is. So yes, if I could go back and change this page, I probably would. I suppose it's why I added the washi strips down the bottom out of the K's Craft book, because it needed a bit of lightness added to the page. There was a lot of dark going on. So moving on to the next page. This one's not too busy. It's very simple. I like this pink paper, so I didn't want to add too much on top of it. And I know you can hear my daughter screaming in the background of this video. I'm really sorry. I know it's faint and everything, but I can still hear it. So I'm really sorry about that. Oh, kids, they never stop. Really, they never stop. So anyway, I am, like I said, only adding a little bit to this, just a couple of flowers. I really like those little leaves, those 2 little leaves that were just together by themselves. And that was a nice and simple page. On to the next one. This one was a bit strange. I don't love the page, but it is what it is. You make something, and by this I'd already been working for 3 hours, and I was starting to get creatively tired. So it's a bit simple. It's a bit boring, I suppose. And I don't know, I don't love it, but I'm sure that it still has the memories on, and it portrays what I needed it to portray. So in the end, that's what matters. I use this Love live, laugh and love, because I thought that sentiment went really well with this book and kit and everything else. So yes, I hope you've enjoyed watching it this week. Make sure you come back and watch the second part next week, and I'll include photos in that part and everything at the end so you can see all of the little details. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you've enjoyed it. I'll see you soon. Bye.